So hopefully everybody can see my screen.
Yes.
Good, good. Sometimes I share the wrong screen. Okay, so first I'm going to start off doing using Lumi for an assignment and a discussion. And then I will do a quiz. And then I'll show you how you can do a module summary. So like an overview. So the first thing is we tell you when you do discussions or assignments that you need to go to the course tools. Now we're going to break that because you have to be in the content area. So this is a little bit different. You go to upload, create, and then new assignment. I can't type. So it's basically just like a regular assignment, but we have this the sparkles, and we say generate. And then I can do one of two things. I can, I can say how many ideas. I have 3 to 5. And just so you know that so if I say 3 ideas, that will be 3 generations. And if I say 5, it will be 5 generations. Not that you really need to worry about it, but that's what's going on in the background. And then you can select a Bloom's taxonomy if you want to, or just leave it alone. And you can use all the activities in your module. It will look at assignments, discussions, quizzes, and any pages that are directly in there. It can't look at PDFs yet, and it can't do videos unless there's a transcript for the video. So I'm just going to say all activities, and I'm going to click generate. And it's going to do is chugging. And when it's done, it's going to give me 3 ideas. So I can read the ideas and decide which one I want. I like this one. And then I can insert it. Now I can actually go in and edit it if there's things I want to change. And then I can do all the normal stuff that you would do. Give it a due date. And then save. Now if I go back to my module, there's my assignment. So I'm going to do this again for a discussion. I probably should have done the discussion first, but. And I have the same choices. If I say select, I can pick what I want. So I'm just going to say include everything. I could also just put in, well, so it's only going to, there's another place where you can do this. But it will only do 8,000 characters. So as soon as you hit that 8,000 characters, it's just going to stop. And it will truncate. So that's why you kind of want to look at it and make sure that things make sense. I don't have 8,000 characters, so I don't have to worry about it. And I'll just take that one. Insert. And then save. So I had 2 pages. And then I have 2 videos, but without transcripts, I can't do anything. And then I have my assignment and my discussion. Now I want to make a quiz based on this. So what I have to do now is a little bit different. This is all going to change just to confuse you. By the end of the year, they're going to have to create the quiz so you're in the same area. But now we have to go to quizzes. And everything has to be created in the question library. I don't know how many people have used the question library before. Typically, when we upload test banks, that's where they go. But this is where it goes, is the question library. And then I can say generate questions. And then I'm going to use course content. Here I could use custom text, and I could put in the 8,000 characters, and it would use that. But I'm going to use my course content, and then I can select. And I'm going to use this module, and I want to use everything that it can in here. I'm going to do 10 multiple choice. And, oh, I didn't select my content. I'm sorry. I've done this way too many times to be making this mistake. It will only do one piece of content at a time, which I find annoying. But so we'll do 3 multiple choice questions. Okay, so with this, I have to review each one of the questions. And I can then say discard, close without updating, or update and go to the next one. And I'll just keep doing that. Okay, so now I want to save to a section. And I really have not created a section. So I'm going to have this, that way it's going to stay, I'll know where it is because I'm going to need to know where these questions are when it comes time to actually make my quiz. So I'm going to save. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to generate more questions. And this time I will use this. And I will do 5. No. So I had 3, we'll do 7. And then generate. And then go through doing the review. And obviously, when you do this, you're going to be reading these and make sure that they're good questions and there's no hallucination. So now I have them. I'm going to save to the section, and I'm going to save it to my current section, which should be where I was. Let's hope. Yep, I have 10 questions. Okay, so I'm done making my questions. So now I can say done editing questions. Now I have to make my quiz, which is just like what you've done before. So I'm going to do this. These are existing questions because they're already in my question library. So I'm going to browse my question library. And there we go. There's my section. I want to take all of that. I'm going to import it. And now I have my questions. So here it's going to say that they're AI generated. Students are not going to see that. I'm going to do my regular settings. Time limit. And I want to shuffle the questions. And I will save and close. So now I'm going to go back to my content area and put my quiz in. Okay. So now I have all this. I want to make a summary for the students to see what this module is going to be about. So what I'm going to do is go up to my module and click on Added Description. And here I'm going to do the Generate Summary. And I want to include everything that it can in there. So it's going to look at the assignment, the quiz, the discussion. So everything that's in there. And I'm going to generate summary or summaries. So the summaries are in 3 different formats. One is more like an I will learn. The next one I think is more in this module. Okay, yeah. I will learn in this module, and then a really, really long one that has lots of stuff. I like that in this module, but that's a personal preference. And again, once I insert it, I can go in here and make any edits I want. So I'm just going to say update. And there is my module. So it's really not difficult to do. There will be some more capabilities if you start. We have another tool called Creator Plus, and we are actually going to be getting an upgrade to our Creator Plus. And when we do that, you'll be able to also use it to generate practice questions for practice quizzes or practice questions right in your module too. But that we won't have that probably until, I'm going to guess, the end of September, early October. Right now, we're just waiting for, we already have Creator Plus. And you could be using Creator Plus right now, but I'm just saying that hold off because it's going to get even better. We're just waiting for the contract because we have to upgrade. So as soon as that happens, we'll be doing a lot of workshops and information promoting the adoption of using Creator Plus. So what kind of questions do you have? Yes.
Hi, Kathy. Thanks so much for very useful information. I have a question about after making AI discussion or assignment, is there any way to create a evaluation rubric
Yeah,
directly through it? Yes.
you can still, you can't use AI to, you can't use the Lumi to create the rubric, but you can still have a rubric to apply to it.
So not directly through Brightspace.
No. Yeah, you can do rubrics right in Brightspace.
Okay.
Do you not know how to do that?
No, I know that, but what I'm
Okay,
saying
yeah.
is,
Yeah. You just can't use the Lumi tool to make the rubric itself.
I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, thank you.
Hmm.
But you could use ChatGPT or Gemini or some other tool to generate the rubric and then input it yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I have done, but I had no idea if there's any better way to do it.
Yeah.
Directory through it as you did, like discussion assignment through,
Yeah. No, it
rubric.
doesn't work with rubrics. At
Kathy,
least,
when you
Yeah.
ask it to generate an idea for a discussion, is it just like one and done? There's no way to have like with ChatGPT, you read it and you ask them to revise it. It's
So yeah, you can keep, it's not like Chat GPT where you can keep refining it.
Yeah.
Or even Gemini. So you can say, yeah, I don't like it and start again. But it doesn't have that capability right now. I know that D2L is looking, I mean, they just rolled this out and they are doing constant enhancements. I will also say though, that we are on the old version of Brightspace. We have the classic content look and not the new content view, which is going to limit us with some of their new features because they're not going to keep building something that they want everybody to upgrade to the new one, so. I also wanted to show you, so if you go to the oswego.edu/CTS and, let's see. Go to our knowledge base. So if you just click here and then knowledge base, and then we're in teaching and learning, and we are the digital learning environment. So there's a lot of articles here, but I do have articles on, the guides for creating each one of these for Lumi. And then there's an overview too. The overview was what was in Oswego today, and it links to each of these. The one thing that you have to know is per our contract is with the student contract with D2L is that if you use Lumi in your course, you have to let students know that some of the content may have been created through AI. So there's in this overview, there are some resources for how to word this. Now, we don't have police, so we're not going to know if you really do it, but we really want you to do it because this is a contractual obligation. Ben, do you have a question?
Yeah. Now, for all our courses, we're expected to have AI policy.
Yep.
We simply include that in our AI policy if we intend to use it.
Yeah. I say that that works. We've gone through this, with our campus DLE steering committee, and Ramin is on that. And, you know, he just said putting a simple statement in your syllabus stating that you may have used AI to generate some of your course content or course material is good.
Thank you.
Yep.
Kathy, where's that section that website you're looking at? I'm in
Yep.
Brightspace right now. I can't find it.
Oh, so this is, you have to jump out of Brightspace. This is
Oh.
on the campus website. Oh, you shouldn't do
So
that.
not in Brightspace.
No, so this is on our CTS webpage. And then you go to this Get Help. I'm also in the process of taking the our
Knowledge base.
campus
Okay.
DLE website, which right now needs some help. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take this help and support page, and I'm actually going to be changing it and putting in accordions, and they're going to link to all those help guides that are in the knowledge base. So you wouldn't have to necessarily go through here and pull them out, right? You can just come here and find what you want. That should be done by the end of September.
Okay. I just searched on Lumi when I got to that main page.
Yep,
and It
that
all came
works.
up. So I'll do that.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
easy for me to remember. Thank you.
Yeah, sometimes with some of the searches, I try to be, when I'm making these, I try to organize them and put in the title words that made sense and used meta tags that people might be using. It's really simple. You know, we had a camp for the whole Lumi thing. We had a meeting with all the campuses at SUNY this morning, the campus reps, and nobody has had any faculty running to the campus Brightspace administrator with pitchforks because this was too hard or too confusing. People have not really had any problems with it that have used it. It hasn't been used a lot yet, but right now, as of today, there is 52 SUNY campuses / organizations, because there's a few organizations that aren't SUNY campuses that have had Lumi turned on. And it's the expectation that all SUNY campuses will be using Lumi this year.
So, Kathi, where can I find a link to Lumi on Brightspace?
So you mean the AI?
Yes, the AI.
It's
On-
just, so it's those little sparkles that are in each of. So when I go to, oh, I can't do that here. So I'm just gonna do. So in an assignment is right here. This is Lumi. Lumi is the name of it.
Okay,
It's just the generate assignment ideas or generate discussion ideas or generate quiz questions.
okay, thank you.
Yep. I know there's so many words, so many different things to remember.
So Kathy, is the main benefit of Lumi is because it's embedded in Brightspace, it's able to relatively easily access your content?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And as things hopefully by next fall, you'll be able to take files and it will generate a whole module for you. It can't do that until we switch our content view, but we've already started discussing that.
So I have a basic question for you.
Mhm.
Mine doesn't show Lumi. Is there any setting I have to go to and turn that on?
You don't see the sparkles?
No, there's no AI whatever doesn't show up in my
Hmm.
Brightspace.
So, do you want to share your screen?
Sure.
Here, let me stop my share.
So here, this is an example, or this is an assignment outline analysis paper number 10.
Oh,
It doesn't
yeah.
show any.
So what you need to do here is you have to actually go to course tools and then assignments. Let's see if this will work, and then try editing the assignment. Go to the assignment that you just had up.
Go to assignment, yeah.
So edit it. There it is.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much.
Yep, that was a really good question. And I should probably update my documentation to cover that. Because that's not a scenario I thought about. It will be the same with discussions too. You guys are training me. Well, we still have time. If there are no more
Any other questions?
questions, then I know this is a busy time and I appreciate your time.
Well, and thank you, Kathy. This is good. And we'll have the recording for anyone who couldn't make it. So
Yep. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
thank you.
Bye.